Thank you for tuning into TTV. I'm your host, Toya, and today is November 25th. It is Thanksgiving Day, and so I wanted to say happy Thanksgiving from my family to yours. I hope you enjoy this day. Give thanks for what you have. Give thanks for where you have been and where you are right now. Your journey is yours, and it is something to be thankful and grateful for every challenge, every obstacle, everything that was put in place so that you can be the person that you are today. So give thanks for that. Feel gratitude move through you on this day. Of all days, this is the day to be thankful for. Be thankful if you're getting together with your family. Be thankful that you can do that and that you're able to do that and that you have a family to be thankful for. And if you know someone like one of our elders or a co-worker or somebody, a friend, anybody that you know who may not have somebody on this day, reach out to them. Just say, hey, I was thinking about you. Even invite them if you can. Invite them to come with you and spend Thanksgiving Day with you. They would appreciate it because a lot of people get very, very depressed on this day and throughout this season from this point all the way to Christmas because they're reminded daily of what it is that they don't have and that they miss and long for. So be thankful and reach out to those around you. Now, I'm sure you understand from the title of this video that it's not all about Happy Thanksgiving. It is, but I do, like always, have a message for you as well. So, for those of you who may not know or understand Uncle Tom and what that means, as a people, we have to be careful, and I don't mean just black people, white people, Native Americans. I'm just saying in general. People have to be careful of what it is they quote. Know what you're quoting. Know what it's about. And I chose that phrasing on purpose because it ties into everything I'm about to say today. Everything I'm about to tell you. Because it's a story I'm going to share with you. But before I share it, I got to set it up, right? So, Uncle Tom's Cabin is a book where a lot of people think that Uncle Tom was sucking up and kissing butt to the white man and doing whatever the white man wanted to do back in the day. This book was written in 1850. I just looked it up today. I didn't know it was that old. I figured it was the early 1900s, but 1850 was when the book was written. They don't even have a date like we do today. It's no January, February. It just says 1850. And the book was written by... what was her name? Harriet Beecher Stowe. So in 1850, Harriet Beecher Stowe wrote this story about a man whose life, this is a fictional character now, but his life is misinterpreted. So when somebody call you, oh, Uncle Tom, they mean you're kissing butt to the white man or the boss or whoever's in charge. And that is very far from the truth. Okay, if you haven't read the book, read the book because you will find it is very far from the truth. Okay, Uncle Tom was a man who maintained his integrity. He stood by what it was he believed. He was a Christian and he felt there were certain things that you just do not do. That you treat people with respect, you treat people kind and loving. If you have a job, you do the job that you're supposed to do. You can show kindness to everybody. You can be respectful. You can protect the children. All these things, that was his belief. That was what he went by. So it didn't matter if you were the slave master or you were the cook in the kitchen. It didn't matter if you were the dude. Really, Sadie? Really? She's so obnoxious sometimes. It's the dog with her toy. So it didn't matter whether you was the cook in the kitchen or the captain of the steamship. It didn't matter whether you was the passenger sitting next to him or the slave that had to sleep in the barn. It did not matter to him. He treated everybody with the same respect. He stood for his ground and he was a very godly man, and that's how he lived his life. So when you call somebody and tell them that they Uncle Tom in it, meaning that they kissing butt or sucking up to somebody, you are not representing this man correctly. Because unless they are standing up and maintaining their integrity, then they are not Uncle Tom in it. They kissing butt. They sucking up. That's what they doing. They are not Uncle Tom in it. So know what it is that you're quoting. Okay? Because I know somebody going to say, oh, you was Uncle Tom in it. I can't believe you did this. Right? Because I'm about to tell you the story. The other thing is to give you another example as well, is one I do not like as well, is when they say Indian giver, because this is the time of Thanksgiving, right? And it started with the Indians giving to the pilgrims. And when somebody calls you an Indian giver, they're saying that you give it, but then you take it back. The Indians didn't take anything back. The pilgrims took everything from them. Okay, took everything from them, gave them diseases, which kind of dampened their numbers, but because they knew the lands and they knew the herbs and stuff, they were able to help with a lot of stuff, but they still decreased their numbers, drove them out of their lands. They opened their arms and they got backstabbed. Okay, so when you call somebody an Indian giver, you are disrepresenting that culture. Okay, they did not try to take stuff back. They were trying to maintain what they already had before they were pushed out of it, okay? So that is not Indian giving, okay? So please stop using that phrase. Please come up with something else. Stop using that phrase, okay? So the story I want to share with you, because it is Thanksgiving. So I'm driving. I had to go to the dollar store because, it's the holiday. And, of course, we always forget stuff and have to run out to the grocery store or the dollar store. So mine was the dollar store. So I run out to the dollar store, and as I'm driving down the main street here, I see a police officer up ahead of me. Now, it's more like this, okay? So this is me, and this is the police car. I can't see who's in it. I don't have no clue, no idea who's driving it. So as I'm approaching it, the two cars that were in front of both lanes, they had went through the light, and the light was turning red for us, and so we were going to end up being side by side. And I'm still behind, and as I'm coming up, something says, "Tell them thank you." I said, okay, because when Spirit talks to you and asks you to do something, you best listen, okay? Do what they tell you to do. Do what God tell you to do when you're supposed to do. So I pull up alongside the cop, and I, roll my window down, toot the horn, because the first thing I noticed, I just started cracking up laughing. I said, I see where y'all going with this. I see where y'all going. This, okay. I'm going to do it, though, but I see where y'all going. So I rolled down the window, and I told the police officer, I said, thank you. And he said, wait, let me back up. Because first, his look on his face was one of these, okay? Let me get into my acting mode. The look on his face was one of these. I tooted my horn, rolled down the window. Now, you got me with my hat on with the little bears and stuff all over it. But you got me smiling. And this is what I get from him. Yes? Like, what do you want? I don't want to hear it. And I just said thank you. So this is a young man, and blonde hair, blue eyes, young, looked like he probably in his 30s, maybe his early 30s, late 20s. So he's a young man, police officer. And I told him thank you. And when I did that, his whole face lit up. He was like, "Oh, you're welcome. You got big plans for for Thanksgiving? You doing anything?" And I said, "Well, just the normal stuff, just getting together with family." He's like, "Oh, wow." He said, "This is my first Thanksgiving off in like 5 years. I'm so excited. I can't wait. We got big plans." I said, "Oh, well, good for you. I'm glad you got that time off. That's good for you. 5 years?" He said, "Yeah, I can't wait. It means I have to work Christmas, but that's okay." I said, "That's right, because you get this time to spend with your family and make these big plans." He said, "Yeah, we gonna be cooking a lot of stuff. It's a big get together. I'm excited. I can't wait because I get to participate." I said, "Well, congratulations. Good for you. You deserve it. And I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving." And he said, "Yeah, you have a good Thanksgiving too." And he's like, "This a long light." Which it is. It's a light over here that takes you a good 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I don't know. I haven't timed it, but it's a long light. But the whole thing about it is it lit him up, and he was so happy about it. Like, I could tell it made his day. Okay. Now, 3 things about this. I think it's 3. Well, we're going to say 3. If it's not 3, you sue me. Don't sue me. I ain't got no money. But 3 things. 1. So right now, we all know what's going on in this world, especially with the verdicts that just have been coming out lately. We all know the civil unrest that's going on throughout this nation, okay? So the first thing I noticed is, y'all got me saying thank you to this white man, and I'm a black woman, okay? So the first thing I want to say, going back to Uncle Tom's Cabin, you have to maintain who you are regardless of what's going on in this world. Because if you lose who you are, you lose that connection that you have to yourself. You lose that connection that you have to your ancestors. You lose that connection that you have to your guides that are around you and to God himself, herself. You lose that connection because you're losing who you are. When you let others and outside influence dictate who you are and how you act and how you treat other people, you are allowing someone else to control you. Okay? So you have to maintain who you are, regardless of what the situation is. So that was the number one point of them having me do this. Number two, I don't know if you've seen the movie. It's called American Son on Netflix. Okay? In this, that was a very racially intense movie too. I'm going to give you the heads up on that. In the movie, the son told his mother that I am the face of my race. Now, when I heard that, it was like, yes, somebody put words to how we feel. So we grow up in a culture where you have to maintain a certain dignity to yourself when you're out in public, or at least that's how it used to be. I don't know what's going on now, but in my day when we were growing up, you had to act a certain way when you went out in public because you didn't want to show your butt in front of all these white people, because that's what the old folks told you. You ain't gonna go out here and show your butt in front of all these white people and think that black people ain't nothing but some coons, so you had to present yourself in a dignified manner. And the reason is because the kid put it in words. You are the face of your race. So every interaction that you have with every other culture, you are trying to go against the grain of what it is they see on TV, what it is they see on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and all that nonsense. You are going against the grain on that. And so you have to represent the true black culture when you step out that door and when you interact with people. And I think that's something that we're pulling away from. So on one side, yeah, it's kind of good that you don't have to be the face of the race, but at the same token, you are. And it's the same for anybody. I don't care if you're Asian, you're Hispanic, you're Native American, whatever, Indian from India, whatever it is that you are the face of your race. Even white people, y'all are the face of your race. So when you go in there and they calling you Karen, which we all know what that means. I know that's derogatory, but it's the same as being a coon or anything else, or Uncle Tom like this, which is what this is all about. So when you go out there and you acting a fool like that, you letting everybody else know. I'm telling you, it's every single culture. I'm gonna give y'all a secret. Every single culture has a phrase that's that white people mess. Just like I'm sure y'all got that's that black people mess. So you are representing that when you walk out the door and you act like that. So that was number two, is that I gave him a good impression and representation of black people. Okay, so it may be that maybe he goes out and he has a dealing with some black people, and he it reminds him that, okay, all black people ain't like that, because that lady, she told me thank you, and we had a really nice conversation. She was really nice. So all people not like this, because cops deal with the worst of the worst. Okay, they deal with the worst of humanity every single day on their job, and I don't care what their culture is. Every single day they deal with the worst of the worst. We don't call police just to say, hey, can you come by and say pick up a rib off the grill. We don't do that. We only call them when it's an issue. We only call them when there's a fight. We call them when somebody broke in. We only call them when it's an issue. And so their environment is based off the worst of humanity. Eventually it's going to take a toll on somebody. It's going to take a toll on them. And we have to keep that in mind. I'm not saying that all cops are good. I'm not saying that everything that is just. I'm saying that you have to choose what you want to represent. You have to choose how you're going to be in alignment with your own self. And you can't let the environment dictate who you are and what you do. So that was number one. Number two is you are the face of the race. And number three is you are putting an imprint on somebody else and giving them a good imprint on who you are. So if that means I was Uncle Tom in the wrong way that is meant, then oh, so be it. So be it. But I would suggest you actually read the story of Uncle Tom. It's 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 a revealing story. It is. It's gonna be heart wrenching at times, but it's a lot of things that's in that book that was written in 1850 that still apply today. In today, okay, 2021. So 1850 to 2021, we talking about 131 years. There are still things that apply. So, but that's my message for today. I hope you enjoyed it and thank you for watching. See, look. Can you see her? Yeah, that's my baby. That's what I deal with. It's the one who won't let me go. But anyway, happy Thanksgiving from my family to yours. I hope you have a beautiful day, and remember, be grateful and thankful for what you have in your life right now. I love you guys, and I will talk to you on Sunday. I have some books for you guys, which I think you're gonna enjoy. I think I did 3 of them this time too. Yes, 3 of them. 3 books. So I'll see you on Sunday.